Right? But that's the bayonet, see? Bang, bang, see? Because the bayonet's like this, see? Particularly what they used to use in World War II. The bayonet was like that. It was just like, tonk, that's it. Tonk, and then the next one is very, very simple. Just, like 1, 2, 3. And it worked well, provided they didn't shoot you, of course. But, okay, now, this one here, sometimes the 6th and 7th sector are the same sector. It's when the person has the punyo long enough. Like if it's Kabbalah system, you're not going to have a sector 6. But if you're here like this, you have a sector 6. And usually, if I spank it, you come here. The first one is usually the small, the back. That's the first one. Okay. The second one is just using a different target. It's with the thigh. Okay. The third one, okay, it's done with the inner thigh. See, like that. Fourth one is done with the foot. They just sort of kick it like that. Fifth one, just think of baseball. Just like that, pack, whack, and you just bang it like that. The best disarm is just hit the hand. It's not flashy, but it works. Usually the best. Okay, so that is now sector. Okay, number 6. Now the only reason why sometimes the hand is not under is if you spank it like that, pack. See, now the stick is over the arm, and you cut back the same thing. That's why they say there's only 6 sectors. You can say 6 sectors or 6A and 6B. Okay, that's it. There are people, they get really elaborate. They'll take it like that and capture like that. That requires a little bit more arm strength for some people if you want to just keep it. But usually the quick is, as I said before, is just using the small of the back. See, because when you transfer this to the blade, I wouldn't use it for blade. I would just rather stay at the distance. But if you were to transfer it, you have to switch it. See, in other words, here you have to use the flat of the back. It's kind of risky. See, in all blade technique like this, see, you have to use the flat of the blade. So it's much easier. If I'm going to use a disarm, it will be that, and then that, and then possibly I'll take it out like that, or let it fly. So it's always, you will always, but it's good to know everything. You might not need to use it, but just to run the spectrum to just be sure. Some systems, see, the handle will be enough that you can hook it, see, and you can use it like that. A lot of times when they use it, train a lot of people, you get number 1, see, they used to use it like that. See. They used to disarm all the bolo knife disarm. But that's it. So, and the sector, you need this here. So you need that cup here. See, that's why many people here, they take it out like that when they strip it. Okay. Usually this was taught to like the 1st Philippine Infantry. That's all they learned the disarming with it, but they kept it very, very simple. The cuts, those are very important. The disarming was very plain, like the basic disarming they use in the battalion. Is if they crash, that's going to be 1. See, very simple, and then they just peel it. It's simple. It doesn't require what I call finesse. An infantry soldier has to keep it very, very simple. You don't have the time, but to those who had it, you can put anything. If they kept it in, it's because when they came in here, they kept it very simple. You see this here, they don't saw it because sometimes in blind they just saw it like that. See, so when they keep it here, they just kept it very, very simple. So it's not very, but they always kept it, even if you learn that, that's the best. That's always the best. Once you have that, see, you cut it and then come back down to it. That's the best. But if you get in close quarter, that's why stick is different a little bit from the blade. And some systems are more blade orientated, stick systems, and some systems are more stick orientated. And you have to look at. That's why people will criticize other systems. And they don't understand it because the stick is used as a training method for the blade. In other methods, the stick is used as a stick. Period. Therefore, the mechanic's different. I mean, in stick fighting, that's a very good technique. Just to hold a stick and just start pounding. See, this is not a logical thing. If in blade fighting, because if he pulls, there's a chance I'll get cut or badly cut. So you have to make the difference. Like you're playing 2-hand touch. There's things you can do in 2-hand touch that you can't do in tackle, and vice versa. You play tackle football. There's things you can do in tackle football you can't do in 2-hand touch. So you just have to adjust. All right, any questions up to here? That's sector 6 and 7. Sector 6 is because you're over the arm. Sector 7 is because you're under the arm. See? If you are over the arm, the cut is underneath. If you're under the arm, the cut is on the top. Okay, any questions? All right. These are valid techniques. They taught it to the first Filipino. I think I showed this picture 1,000 times. I have it here. This is a very common thing. During World War II, that's the favorite. This is the first Filipino infantry. The only unit under the American. This was under the American Army. They're the only unit allowed to use the bolo. And the story was that they weren't going to let them use it. They said, no, they could use the bayonet, and it was successful for us in Valley Forge with George Washington. It was successful in the conflict between the North and the South. It was successful in the Spanish-American Wars. It was successful in World War I. So we will use the bayonet. They said, well, if we give you a demonstration, can you let us wear it as a sidearm plus the bayonet? And they said, yeah. So they gave a demonstration. And I guess it was so efficient and so awesome that the next morning they typed out the orders that everybody in the first Filipino infantry will wear thing. The person that taught these people, I don't know if you know this, and Wanderay probably was my Uncle Vincent. It was a Captain Ledesma and my Uncle Vincent. They taught the first Filipino infantry. They would go from Camp Leggett. All these camps in New Donald exist now. Camp Hunter Leggett was one. Camp Beale was the other, and Camp Cook. Those are the 3 camps that was the first Filipino infantry training. They're only like a 2-hour drive from Stockton, California. It was all in Northern California. But my uncle did. And then when he started teaching the Filipinos, they sent him to different ranger groups, different what we call operational groups along in the continental America, and they were shipped off. He himself was shipped off because he went after he taught all the troops. He went to Australia. He's one of the first to come in before MacArthur even landed. Because he had the command of 3 or 4 dialects. So all he would do was dress in civilian clothes. My aunt tells me a very good story. She knew the Americans were coming back to the Philippines because she saw this guy that she went to UCLA with. And he was in the village, and and she said, "Hi, how you doing? I haven't seen you in a long time." And she walked by, and she goes, "Wait a minute, he's still back in America. What is it?" See, they knew they were there, but because they can converse with the language. But anyway, that's how they started. So the techniques were like basic Cinqueterro techniques, and maybe 2 or 3 disarms. That's all they taught. Very efficient because for bayonet work it works great. See, because the bayonet, usually the charge is always like that. See, and usually the vertical butt stroke or the horizontal butt stroke. At that time they didn't use the diagonal butt stroke. See, it was always a thrust, horizontal butt thrust, vertical butt stroke, and butt stroke come back together like that. Basic. So usually the charge, that's all they waited for. They just said, okay, he's going to give a high 6. Let your left hand. So what they would do is just go like that. They would just hack the hand. So he's got to come out like that. So he fits right into that. Kick the hand again. See, it would just right into the segment. It fit. If they took it on the outside, that's the bayonet. See, bang, bang. See, because the bayonet's like this. See, particularly what they used to use in World War II. The bayonet was like that. It was just like tonk. That's it. Tonk, and then the next one is very, very simple. Just like 1, 2, 3. And it worked well, provided they didn't shoot you, of course. But, what was that? So 6A or 6B or 7. So you have it here. So probably the best one is, see, because you can do it like that, stick down. You can do it like that, stick up. Okay. You can bounce it like that, so you can come back. When you bounce like that, and you go pack, pack. See, then you're here again because your stick is on the top. Then you just use. I think this is the quickest here. This one you have to be very careful for blades. Sometimes you can take it here, and you can cut yourself. But I think the thigh is good. I think the foot is good, and I think your rear end is good, and I think your waist is good. So waist, glute, leg, those are good. And most people when they do it, it's just. And if you take this and you turn your body like that, it gives you the angle when you do it. Just don't make it hard because I've done this on not on seminar, but on demonstration. I went like this and I just hit my fingers so bad. So you got to have some place there when you turn. Okay, all right, any questions? You got it? Okay, we'll just try this. This is an easy one, so we'll just try this for about 3 minutes, and then we'll go on to the next one. Okay?